think some of our spectators might be lagging a little bit. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're set. Okay, welcome back everybody. You're watching the Premier League Season 3. My name is Trumpet Man. I'll be casting Empire versus Dignitas. This is game number 2 in a best of 3 series. Empire currently hold a 1-0 victory. Dignitas tapping out in the 34th minute. Last match with all Tier 2 towers up, in fact. They were just feeling a little bit down, I guess. Didn't like how the team fights are flowing. Figured, you know, we're a lot of cash behind, which they were. They were about 15k behind, but as it was, you know, we've seen comebacks like that happen, but they decided they didn't want to fight it out, so there you go. It looks like Dignitas as well as Empire reversing bans this time around. Empire opening up with the Darkseer ban, Dignitas on the other hand following up with the Batrider ban. Jakiro this time banned out. Empire decide they do not want Dignitas to have the option of picking it up. Dignitas do have the second pick here, so Empire will be opening up with the first pick. I'm just wondering if they will try and snag up another. When I say Empire play, I see them play Templar Assassin a lot, and I mean a lot. Scandal loves this hero. So if Dignitas let Templar Assassin do again, most likely we'll see it snapped up straight away. But we'll see, we'll see. I actually would like to see some more Lifestealer games from them. I think it was relatively effective when they ran it with the Furion and the Templar Assassin. It actually worked pretty well. It helped to overcome his mobility issues with having those two heroes. Just allows him to jump inside them and jump around. We'll see what they decide to go for this time around. Dignitas now chewing through their overtime. I think they're a little bit worried. They're not sure what to pick up at all. Or rather, ban out. And to keep away from Empire now, of course, Empire are currently, both Empire and Virtus Pro, the two leading teams in this tournament, in the Premier League. So Dignitas obviously are going to have a lot of work ahead of them to bring this game back, equalise, and then go forward into a third match. I should mention that the game number 1 was played on a US East server. This game is probably on a Russian, or rather European server. Yeah, that looks more like a European server for sure. Dignitas now still chewing through their banning stuff, and I'm just wondering, last match they had an issue where their banner disconnected for a little while, but looks like he is still here, and it will be a Chaos Knight first ban. Dignitas do not want Empire with that combo again, of course.
Templar Assassin.
We've seen exactly how nasty Empire can be with the Chaos Knight, but it looks like, there we go, Scandal's pick straight away. They've gone with the Templar Assassin so he can get his grubby mitts on that. Dignitas, I'm kind of expecting them to grab up something, some kind of AoE DOT, or some kind of constant source of DOTs. Little bits of damage, like Venomancer, are really, really frustrating for Templar Assassin. It chews through a refraction charges extremely quickly, plus the Plague Wards are also nice. They just scout out, help annoy her, stop her from blinking, those sorts of things. But Dignitas with a double pick now, I get the feeling we'll probably see a safe pick and then a support pick in the form of, say, Venomancer. I mean, pretty much every time you see Templar Assassin pick, Venomancer gets picked as well. They go with the zombies though. Dignitas decided they want to play the zombie game once again. And this time around they pick up Nagasara, and this is possibly just to buy time. Oh, this is nice. It buys time for Undying to get in position, get the perfect Tombstone position down, get his ult up, get in position for his decays, that sort of thing. It's just a really great initiation spell. Also, the negative armor from Riptide is fantastic. But I think they could do with another AoE spell, a couple of other AoEs to go with it. I think Empire probably going to be watching out now for Tidehunter as well as Enigma. Those are two really nasty heroes to go with the Naga Siren.
5 seconds remaining.
We will see. Also Illusion heroes are fairly annoying for Templar Assassin because they can, of course, knock off refraction charges quite quickly. If Templar Assassin gets surrounded by Naga Siren, Illusion gets netted, then gets surrounded and beaten up by Illusion, she will become quite squishy quite quickly. Empire, though, they are going into their overtime, not quite as far as Dignitas so far. Dignitas, in fact, their first couple picks, they have burned a lot of reserve time here. Empire now just decided, I think they're a little bit worried by the Naga Siren. Sort of, she was really scary, everybody feared her, and then it's sort of, she'd fallen off the board for a little bit. I think she's still extremely powerful, everybody's still wary. And they pick up the tiny combo with Wisp. Okay, this is interesting. I think they're going to be looking for, I like this idea here. Now, with Wisp and Tiny, this allows them to play relatively split up. This allows Empire to stay away from a huge big teamfight combo of Naga Siren opening up with Song of the Siren, Undying putting a zombie plague down, starting off the zombie apocalypse, and then they follow up with like a Tidehunter Ravage Black Hole. This allows Tiny and Wisp to show up later at somewhere out of, like, in a position where they're not going to get destroyed. Basically show up later and then maybe disrupt or counter stun, that sort of stuff. I think that's pretty smart. when your enemy's trying to bunch up and force big 5v5s, being able to split up and then just teleport across the map to gank is really, really good. Really, really strong counter to it. So, I do appreciate this pick from Empire, and they will be going for that Wisp Tiny combo. I think they probably would have gone with Chaos Knight. I do prefer the Chaos Knight combo, but he was obviously banned out in the first series, so not much you can do about that. But back into the second series of bans now. What are we going to see? It's going to be the Obsidian Destroyer being banned out. They're worried about Dignitas getting their hands on it. In fact, they banned it last match as well. I'm not really sure if they would have picked it up. I mean, that's a lot of heroes that have kind of farmed, like, really, really greedy for money there. You've got Undying, you've got Naga Siren, you've got the Obsidian Destroyer as well. Not too sure if Dignitas would have run it, but we'll see. The next ban here for Dignitas, though, they do want to pick off, at the moment, Empire, they're looking for a Suicide Solo most likely, as well as a support, and they pick off the Keeper of Light, which is definitely a smart choice, considering Keeper of Light and Wisp in an offensive trial with Tiny would be scary stuff indeed. But now Empire to pick off some more heroes. I'm feeling this Undying is most... I'm just thinking we're probably going to see a similar situation here from Dignitas. They'll put Naga Siren with a support in the safe lane. They'll put Undying and Venomancer in the hard lane. Now, it went okay. It went okay. It could have honestly gone a lot worse. At the very least, Undying got his farm happening. Venomancer actually got some levels, so it wasn't a huge loss. In fact, I think for the circumstances, it's pretty decently. Considering up against Wisp, Jakiro, and Pudge, that's actually a pretty offensive, that's a pretty aggressive set of heroes. But they could, at this point in time, looks like they need a support and a solo mid for Dignitas. Enigma is being banned out here, and Enigma could well have been a solo mid, or either they could have put Nagastar and tried to solo her in the bottom lane against its Suicide Solo. That was also a possibility, and then just have Enigma support her from the jungle. The Chen will be the will be the fourth ban here from Dignitas. They don't want Empire using that. In fact, if they were going for a safe lane, they could put Wisp, Tiny there together in the safe lane and have Chen support them there. Of course, Chen's heals with Wisp tether on Tiny makes Tiny incredibly durable. In fact, mass heals all round with the Wisp tether is incredibly powerful. Of course, though, that said, I don't know if they managed to get off their perfect heals with the fact that Nagasara can open up a pretty strong combo. So we'll see. As yes, Durali, you are correct. Centaur as well as Silencer are currently restricted at the moment. You can't pick them in Captain's mode. It's the stock standard thing that Dota does. When we have a serious remake or a new hero introduced, generally speaking, they're unavailable for a couple of weeks until everybody's happy with them. And obviously right now, Centaur World Chief is pretty crazy ridiculous. But continuing on though, we do have Tidehunter ban, no surprise. Well, Tidehunter Dignitas, when you see the Saga Siren picked up, no real reason to leave them with your opponents if you aren't planning to pick them up. They are quite lethal indeed. Fourth pick here for Empire. They are looking for another looking for another kind of support, a soft support to go with the Wisps. It will be Nature's Prophet, who could be a soft support, but again, they're going with that global strategy, the global presence. They can jump around, push, gank if they want to, and if somebody gets, like, if they go for a 5v5, basically, with Wisp and Tiny, especially if Tiny gets the fast Argonams too, Wisp can help him push quite quickly. Nature's Prophet, of course, can push different lanes, and they can basically go trade 2 lanes for 1 lane. If Dignitas ball up and try and push together, then Empire will split and push to the 2 lanes that Dignitas are not at. Now, Dignitas, this is going to frustrate them quite a bit. Invoker being selected here, I'm just wondering if this is definitely if Invoker's going for an Exort class build, this is definitely dangerous. We've got the Undying, the slows from Undying, or the net from Nagasaki could quite easily set up a Sunstrike kill. And they will have to be careful about it getting aggressive on a dual lane, just because the dual lane after a couple of minutes will be getting some pretty good level. We'll be getting a slight level advantage if the enemy lane doesn't manage to shut them down. And at any time, Invoker can throw Sunstrikes at them. So I think Empire will have to be careful in that regard. At this point in time though, I kind of get the feeling that Nature's Prophet may be a jungler and they may want another Suicide Solid. Nature's Prophet may just go for that sort of the mech maybe going into a pipe build kind of thing, and then he'll get a few wards here and there, maybe smoke, dust, whatever they need. Get those support symbols if Wisp can't carry all of the slack. And he might even just try and buy a little bit of time for Wisp to bulk up a little bit. Obviously you don't want Wisp to be made of glass, or to be completely made of glass when he's trying to partner with a strength semi-carry. Because otherwise, of course, the weakness is if Wisp gets picked off, the combo doesn't really work all that well. Especially in Tiny's case, I really don't like the Tiny combo, but like Tiny, can just carry roll by itself. I think it's fairly subpar. Whereas if you have something like Chaos Knight, he can sort of work on his own. On the other hand, the final ban for Dignitas was the Omni Knight. Interesting decision there. Interesting decision indeed. But Enchantress will be the final pick. So it looks like Nature's Prophet will be the Suicide Soul. Enchantress will be supporting the safe lane, likely to be Wisp and Tiny in this situation. And they will just be going for an early... It looks like they'll be going for the early push on the safe lane. They'll be trying to pick off the Suicide Soul over there. And with Wisp, Tiny, Enchantress, and Nature's Prophet being able to pop up when he's needed, they will be able to get probably two towers down by about the 2 to 4 minute mark. And what is this? It's an axe pick. Is this a solo mid-axe? Oh, wow. Okay, this could be a solo mid-axe. I mean, in his Berserker's Call, I mean, that... Rather, his Bloodlust is actually pretty annoying for a Templar Assassin to have to deal with. In fact, just trying to remember the correct term for it. I've not seen an axe in so long. What was it again? Battle Hunger, that's it, the Battle Hunger build. If he's going for a solo mid-axe, that could be incredibly frustrating for Templar Assassin to deal with, but we will see indeed. Oh no, it could be actually be... Yeah, no, I'm actually not dead sure that... No, it's going to be... Bulba this time. I've had it confirmed. Number 2, there's stand-in 2. That is definitely Bulba. So we'll see. Who is this person spamming the chat? We may actually have to remake in a second if this guy turns out.
Seconds to battle.
Anyway, it looks like they're happy to leave him there. Alright then. Empire say it's fine. Alright then. And it looks like we will have Dirge supporting the Naga Siren in a trial at the moment. Tides will be helping him out there. And it does look like an axe in the mid lane with... Oh no, wait, Fogged is here. Fogged could be going to the safe lane at the moment. Fogged is going to the safe lane. It will be Bulba playing the mid with the axe. And here we go. What a game. This will be a fun one. Meanwhile, Enchantress going to have... Oh, they've blocked off her camps. This is going to be annoying for Enchantress. A very smart maneuver here from Dignitas. We see the Decay already stealing strength away from Wisp. Meanwhile, the solo lane up top is going to be Nature's Prophet versus the Invoker. Likely to be a Quas Wex Invoker. No, not a Quas Wex, sorry, an Exhort Quas Invoker. Just because it allows them to just reach out around the map and then Sunstrike people. It's basically slap people down with Sunstrikes. And this is going to be a very, very dangerous lane for trying to... Enchantress is not going to be able to help nearly as much as you'd like with that creep lane. Creep wave up, creep camp, spawn camp blocked. You see Tiny already having to blow mana here to throw off early stuns to try and defend himself. The 3v1, the 3v2 is not nice, especially since Wisp doesn't have a lot of damage at level 1. In fact, he cannot offer just about anything beyond the stun. Nor can he go toe-to-toe with the Venomancer and the Dirge decide to start harassing. In fact, Dirge may even drop into the jungle and start fighting in there and just harassing Goblin in there. Meanwhile, though, mid, I feel sorry here for Templar Assassin. This is not going to be a fun one for her. Battle Hunger. It will be the solo lane, solo mid Battle Hunger here. And you see, he just go toe-to-toe with the axe. He's just going man mode there, beating it up. He'll just charge in every single time, and there will be very little Scandal can do here to beat this. So every time he's going to charge in, make the creep work against it, and he'll obviously start spamming Battle Hunger. I think he'll probably wait until level 2 before he really gets stuck into it. You just want to conserve mana until he gets that bottle out there and can start ferrying it back and forth. See Wisp and Tiny still struggling to really do a whole lot, but there's Decay. Looks Enchantress coming in from behind with an Ursa. Pair of Ursas. In fact, there's the first clap. Can they get a second one? If they're looking for the first blood hit, they will take it. Down goes Way Too Sexy. Great gank there from Enchantress. Now Tide's having to back up. And this is something like the issue that they keep throwing down the Decay, stealing those strength stacks. He has been slow once again. He's trying to juke his way into the trees. Maybe he's going to keep trying to heal up from those strength stacks. He's got another Decay in a second. Here it comes. No, he gets tossed and he will be brought down. Venomancer is too slow to intervene. And a great gank there from Godlike, who managed to pick up a pair of Ursas. That is definitely a fortunate pick up for them. Not only does it have the most damage out of all those creeps, but of course it's got the great Thunderclap as well. Meanwhile in the mid, you see Templar Assassin Scandal just cannot do a thing against Axe. New metagame, guys. Let someone pick Templar Assassin and last pick Axe against them. Why the hell not? There we go. Axe completely shredding her out of the lane. There is nothing she can do about this. In fact, has she even got a bottle up? Yeah, she does have a bottle at the very least. I don't think Axe has really even started... He hasn't really even started spamming Battle Hunger all that much. This is Scandal. He's... What is he doing? He's down to dying to creep possibly if he's unfortunate. He was down to 16 health. About to say one more hit. And it's lights out. He's in fact just trying to stack the easy camp so he can kill it with Psyblades. That's what he's having to resort to here. Axe now receiving his own bottle. And here comes the Battle Hunger. He's just going to charge in there and I'm expecting it. Here we go. He's just going to wait for the creep to disappear. So now he'll throw it down. No, he won't. Okay then. Guess he lost vision uphill. I really thought Bobble would be spamming Hunger a little bit harder. Like when he chases her up, when she starts retreating away from the creep wave like this, that is the perfect time to throw Hunger down. Because she cannot get the last hits in. Or if she wants to come in the last hit, she's got to come and meet Axe in the face again. However, Scandal currently sitting on 7 and 7. Axe 15 and 14 and 5 at the moment. Okay, well, we'll see how Bulba handles that, but definitely surprised at the lack of spam. And there we go. There's that Battle Hunger. Finally getting through. I was waiting for level 3 before he went for it, as it looks like, look at Scandal taking a ton of damage there. Battle Hunger back up in 2 seconds again. At the moment, it looks like Dirge is still rolling around. Just basically, I'm not actually dead sure what he's up to at all. I think he was possibly checking top. I think he might have been checking top for Rune. As it looks like they haven't... The die haven't got a rune ward. Oh, okay, because they used that blocking ward at the hard camp. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, see Fog is doing quite well with his Invoker. 19-8, however, it looks like Nature's Prophet is handling himself quite as well. 17 and 8 is fairly even up there. And they're pinging for a gank in mid, and Enchantress is thinking about it. And there we go, Axe throws down the Hunger and then backs off. Templar Assassin can be copying so much damage. He immediately ducks in this jungle here. He's just going to try and kill these off with Psyblades, if he can, just to get the Hunger off. Not succeeding all too well, and finally we'll get a few of them. See a Scandal like being forced back by the easy camp. The healing camp not really doing him a whole lot of favours here. Tides has actually rotated. It's gone away from that balance. It's screwed. Has actually dropped up here. He's trying to pull, having his pull cam here jacked by SS. In my A2000, he's 18 and 5. His farm is going. He's a little bit behind what he'd like it to be. The only people really on track at the moment are Axe, as well as. Actually, Axe. Oh no, he's picked a few more actually. No, but I'm going to say Invoker. Invoker is definitely doing extremely well up in this top lane. He's got the last hitting power as well. Hasn't really had to contend with too much last hitting power. But that said, I'm just waiting for Empire to make their move, because this is the, like they can bust down these towers at the 2 to 4 minute mark fairly easily. So I'm just going to wait for them to decide to go in. In fact, they picked up an Alpha Wolf. They might even go for it now with the aura from that Alpha Wolf. You see again that Battle Hunger being spammed on Scandal. What can you do? So it looks like Tides has managed to stack that medium camp there. Has picked up a pair of all sets, as it looks like they've managed to... Oh, no, keeps the haste rune away from Scandal. Scandal now somewhat annoyed by that. We'll have to back up. There's Decay doing some serious damage to him. He's going to just go on for the meld. Tides decides to back up. Drops a meld hit in his face. Tides immediately backs off there. And it looks like Enchantress has rotated to the mid lane to continue farming this. And it goes for it. Doesn't quite get it. The ward is thrown up on the high ground there. Just to give the Axe a vision. There we go. They see the Enchantress. Though she manages to knock it off fairly easily with the last hit there. On the other hand, OA2000 cannot get close to this creep wave. I was really expecting them to go a lot worse. They get the gank on the top lane though. Tides taking some serious damage, but in the end it all works out. Although Nature's Prophet buys back, considers teleporting, and then cancels it. Throws down on Nature's Wrath. Doesn't find his target though. You see Axe going toe to toe here. Uses Call. Still taking a lot of damage though. Templar Assassin 24 and 11 at the moment. Axe currently 32 and 10. The question is, how is Axe going to handle the transition to mid and late game? Because he does need to make his impact known in the mid game, and really because he does definitely scale off towards the late game. So it looks like Dignitas, they definitely will want to make some kind of move early on, as it looks like they get the kill down here. Wisp actually picking up a kill there on Venomancer.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Axe is going for Tranquil Boots. It looks like a potential no. They don't have mana here on Blow Your Brain. Wisp, though, has been hit though with the Riptide there. He's going to tether up again and then charge in there for Tiny just to get the tether down for the Arcane Boots. He has actually picked up his own Arcane Boots there. Tiny hitting level 6 now, just waiting for level 6. There we go, he's got it right now. He could go for a gank. In fact, Tiny's got mana. I think they're probably going to tether up and then go for a kill if they can find one. Axe is definitely a prime target in mid. They could gun for him. Tethered's up again. Yeah, there we go. They're thinking about it. They're just deciding what target to try and pick off. And they're going in on mid. There we go. Axe sitting in between these two Sonic traps. He's going to run back straight into the Sonic trap. Gets caught out. Tether stun as well. And now we've got Dirge coming in, but it's not going to be enough. Or will it? No. Tiny gets one last slap down with his pimp hand. His little pimp hand at the moment.
Middle tower is under attack.
And they teleport straight back to their own lane to continue farming. Meanwhile, I2000 still cannot get much farm in here. I'm just a little bit worried here that their laning phase for Dignitas is not going as well as they want. As Invoker does get the kill up top, though. It gets killed by the tree. It's nice block in there by Nature's Prophet. But I'm definitely worried for the Dire side just because they really looks like they want to win the laning phase and they really haven't convincingly won the laning phase at this point in time. It looks like they're going to go in for the kill here on Dignitas. They get the kill. They're A2000 just charging there with the basically charging with the tether speed and clean him up. No questions asked. You see from the Golden experience, the Radiant side are pulling ahead, and Axe. Let's check the GPMs at the moment. He has definitely managed to suppress Templar Assassin. They're going for the kill hit there. It's a slow. They get the cooldown though. Sunstrike's coming in. It will hit Scandal. Scandal though likely to fall. He does get clean up there, and look at Axe. Bulba's just going to charge straight back. Doesn't give it to... Oh, no, he's changed his mind. He's gone Treants. Maybe I could do something. Here comes Tiny and Wisp. They get the tether stun off. They're charging in there. Bulba falling low. He gets down one last. He gets down one last Bloodlust there, but it's not enough. Battle Hunger there to clean him up, as it looks like Enchantress will get a last hit there on Venomancer. They get the kill. And he will back off. Like I said, this laning phase is just not working as Empire start their ganking game. They really start twisting the thumbscrews now, and it looks like they're probably going to start taking towers as well ahead of Dignitas. They're going to take this middle one as well. This middle tower likely to be the first one down, as it looks like Sam, the random spectator, has disconnected from the game. Now Tide's moving in here.
Structures are fortified.
They throw down the fortifications. Looks like the ports are coming in to defend. Enchantress losing a creep as well. Wisp now low on mana. Sonic Trap throw down defensively there to protect Wisp as he backs off, and preemptively in case Axe charges past it. They can catch him as he tries to back off again. See, Axe got his Culling Blade though. Can we get a kill in here, or maybe Scandal? He's got a little bit of backup there, although they're deciding not to commit. Meanwhile, Nature's Prophet has rotated back to the bottom lane. It looks like he might be picking... That could be a minus, or it could be Power Treads. We'll see. And there we go, they chuck in with the Wisp Tether. Fantastic play there from Tiny. They don't get the Wombo combo off, but in the meantime, that is enough damage. And in fact, Tiny, if you use the Guardian Wisp ahead of time, is so effective doing that toss. They get the stun down as well as you just instantly pretty much get that 5-hit burst there with those Guardian Wisps. And now we've got the slow there, although the counter slow from Templar Assassin manages to dodge the Venomancer's Gale. And Furion counts the support in though. Decay not managing to hit anything. Another Battle Hunger being thrown down on Scandal, doing a lot of damage, though he's probably just going to go and clean up some of these easy camp creep just to knock it off. There we go, kills one, knocks off the Battle Hunger. Meanwhile, you see, unfortunately, that offensive tri-lane from Dignitas, it didn't win, and it slowed them down. Look at the supports at the moment, 129 GPM, 120 GPM, both on Dignitas' side. They're just not getting the cash income that they need. And that's what I mean about these offensive trials. Either they work well or they fail hard. In this case, it really hasn't worked. And it's crippled their laning phase. It looks like they're going to go for a gank here on Way Too Sexy. There's that tether stun, and those Guardian Wisps once again slamming into the backside of Venomancer. Take him out nice and easy. We've got to slow there from Axe. But unfortunately, the counterattack is not fast enough. They will actually just teleport out. And Wisp, unable to last hit anything on his own. He's going to rely on Tiny to feed him one. Tiny now working on some drums of endurance by the looks of things. Fog going to try and chase him off there. Has picked up. It's probably going to be a 4-star or a Yules. Actually, most likely to be a Yules. Often we see with the Exhort, Quast, Invokers, they go for the Yules just to set up the Sunstrikes and Meteor combos. Wisp and Tiny again tethering up. They're going to charge in. They're looking for Fog here. Can they find him in time? They toss Wisp in once again. They get the tether stun off, followed up by an avalanche. This combo is just so effective. Every single time they just charge someone and drop them.
Where are you going?
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Templar Assassin. Her farm is not as good as it could be, but it could be a lot worse. 56 and 15, considering the lane she started off against was pretty horrible. But definitely could have been lost. I just feel like Dignitas may have misplayed slightly with the laning phase. And I found a 4k lead for the Radiant side. Again, a 5k plus nearly a 6,000 experience lead as well.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Then we see Scandal stuck down here, still farming back in the mid lane. At the moment, the jungler's pushing back, or actually rather, Axe sort of decided to catch a little bit of there we go. There was a stack there. Tides, of course, was stacking neutral camps, and looks like Axe decided to pick them up. We see the teleport, though. They go for the ganks across the map. They've decided to pick up poor old Tides. A toss will finish him off. Below Your Brains taking yet another kill. How many kills is he up to? He's up to 3, 0, and 8 assists. Wisp actually a kill, 6 kills, 0 deaths, and 6 assists. And Dignitas, unfortunately, this game not working out too well for them. The zombies deciding to march across the map, trying to find their target. Meanwhile, in mid, I hear Enchantress. There we go. Enchantress actually bringing down Axe. Axe getting caught out there. Wisp, Tiny, Enchantress all showing up in time to support Templar Assassin. At this point in time, I don't really know what Dignitas can do here. Basically, I think they need to focus on getting some pickoffs here themselves. They need to really worry about being by themselves, especially considering how aggressive Tiny is being. They go alone like we saw Dirge just do before. It's going to be very, very easy to pick them off. I think right now Dignitas could just do with taking some towers at the very least. They can force some fights, try and get together, try and use a superior AoE, because of course they do have. They've got Song of the Siren, they've got zombies, they've got them nearly maxed out Tombstone, they've got Invoker as well, who can get stuck in. Venomancer, who doesn't quite, she doesn't have his ult at all, he hasn't leveled it. But I think they need to try and, at the very least, try and force some fights. They're losing their outer towers anyway, regardless, and they just want to avoid being picked up. But there we go, TA going to set that up, but the counter-attack here for I2000 throws down Song of the Siren. There's Dirge throwing down the zombie. Soul rips in. I hear a Sunstrike. I don't know where it's gone though. It looks like Axe now using Berserker's Call. Going to try and pick off Blue Star, the Wisp here. If they can bring it down, it's really going to help him out. Wisp though tethering up, running for his life. The zombies will fall as the Tombstone gets dropped down there. And now they're stunning on I2000. The Wisp, Guardian's Wisp as well. Going to do some serious damage. To toss in, kills the Undying. Doesn't quite take down the Naga Siren. It looks like they will clean up Axe as well though, and that's 3 kills, no deaths as far as I can tell for the Radiant side. Exactly what they wanted. TA just going to try and knock off. Yeah, they will manage to clean up that battle hunger there, get that offer, and now they're going for the mid tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And now they're teleporting once again. Nature's Prophet looking for a gank in Your Brain, so they're also looking for a gank. Venomancer looking vulnerable here. They could try and toss in somebody, and there we go, they're setting it up. Here comes it. No, he throws a creep instead. It does some serious damage, but in the end, not what they wanted. Had they thrown Wisp, that probably a Wisp alone being tossed would have killed him with the little Guardian Orbs. Then the net down on SS now, tosses in Wisp. No Guardian Wisp though, as it looks like he's hit by a Riptide. He's walking back. Fog is here that throws in a Deafening Blast, only hits Wisp. The stun thrown down, Fog gets hit by it, now getting nuked by Wisp. Wisp takes it, oh no, Tiny takes that kill. Axe unable to really have any effect on him. Another Riptide. Tiny though, not caring, just charging straight back in a slow there from the Sonic Trap. Going to try and slow down Naga Siren as well as Venomancer. Venomancer body blocking. There's that tether. Tiny Wisp combo once again. They get the double kill. GG is called. A 16-minute match, and Dignitas know they're done. I know we said the last match was called early, but this one I think truly was done. The draft I think was wrong, and the laning phase was definitely did not go as well as they liked. Axe did not shut down TA hard enough. The tri-lane bout and the offensive tri-lane, when those fall apart, they fall apart hard. I don't really feel, in all honesty, there is any way Dignitas could have revived themselves from this. But guys, this has been Triumph Man casting the Premier League Season 3. Now stick around, in about 5 minutes I will try and pick up an interview with Scandal from Empire once again, and then I will check the time and we'll see, maybe we'll have time for a viewer battle, maybe we won't, but we'll see. So stay tuned for that. I'm just going to sit here until we get the end game screen and then we'll move along. But definitely, Dignitas, I just feel like...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I really don't know about that offensive try, and just did not work out. There was a great, like, they tried to stop it. They tried to stop the support from Enchantress by blocking this ward. There's creep in here, but obviously Enchantress got two really good creep. Like, I mean, she could have got two Wildkins, been really unlucky, got two Wildkins or something useless. But in the end, she got a pair of Ursas, a pair of Furbolgs. And once you get those, and she had both of them up just in time, went out with them. The slows, the damage to the slows as well, it's really brutal, and of course the Furbolgs hit the hardest on top of that. It is really, really nice. They got a great gank, great positioning as well. Caught Dignitas out completely, so in the end, once they got that gank off, it really was lights out there from Dignitas. They could not recover that lane that easily, and Axe did not win his lane, did not really manage to support his lane. And of course Invoker, busy doing his own lane. He can't, Invoker's a hero that really can't get mobile early on. He's busy handling his own farm, his own lane. Got to get levels, got to get farm. And as you saw, they didn't have anybody who could rotate, take up the slack when that tri-lane fell to bits. But guys, stay tuned, 5-minute break, and then we'll have an interview coming up fairly shortly. So, stick around.